Today I'm making a cake so fancy, Napoleon himself might rise from the grave and ask for a slice. Is it a cake? Is it a pastry? It's 12 layers of edible chaos held together by custard and hope. Yes, yes it is. This is the kind of dessert that looks fancy, tastes heavenly, and makes people think you trained in a French pastry school. But I promise it's totally doable at home. Whether you're making it for a celebration or just want to impress yourself, this Napoleon cake it's worth every flaky, creamy step. So grab your rolling pin and let's bake some magic. We begin by pouring the all-purpose flour into the food processor. Sprinkle in a touch of salt. Next, we cut the super cold butter, preferably from the freezer, into cubes and spread it evenly in the flour. We pulse a few times, making sure that we don't overprocess it. What we want in the end are pea-sized pieces of the cold butter throughout the flour, just like these ones. That's what's going to create the flakiness of the layers. So make sure you keep your butter cold. Now we pour the white vinegar into the ice cold water and then the vanilla extract. This is some homemade vanilla extract that I previously made by steeping vanilla beans into vodka. I have that recipe and process on my channel and I suggest you go and check it out next. It's so easy. We add 2 whole eggs and whisk really well. We pour everything into the food processor and again pulse until we get a shaggy dough. Don't overdo it this time either, just until the ingredients are barely combined. Dump it on a lightly flour working surface. And I like to use this silicone mat because it keeps my counter clean. I'll leave you the link to the products I'm using in the description box of this video. We weigh it and then divide it into 8 equal pieces. Roll them roughly just to resemble a ball and then flatten each one of them into a disc. Try to work fast so that butter won't melt. Grab some plastic wrap and wrap each one of them individually, flattening it into that thin disc that I've told you about. It doesn't have to be perfect, they don't even have to be the exact same size. This is a very forgiving recipe. Now put them in the fridge for a couple of hours minimum or even up to overnight. If you're in a rush, 30 or 40 minutes in the freezer should do it. Now let's make that good custard cream. We need egg yolks, sugar, cold milk, and a pinch of salt. Mix everything together until the sugar dissolves. My sugar was quite big, so I had to use the electric mixer to help it along. Add the rest of the milk ladle by ladle, and then add the flour. Mix it one last time to incorporate the flour. The flour will help the cream get thick once we heat it up. That step is done. We heat the rest of the milk until it's steaming. And now we add that hot milk to the egg yolk mixture little by little to temper it, so it won't curdle. 1 ladle, 2-3 ladles at a time, and it's all incorporated. Pour everything back into your pot and heat it over medium heat until it starts thickening. Make sure you whisk continuously so it doesn't burn on the bottom. This is what you're looking to get: thick custard. We allow it to cool for 10 to 20 minutes and then we start adding the room temperature butter little by little, mixing after each portion. All the butter has melted and been incorporated. Pour your cream into a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap so it won't form a skin, and put it in the fridge until it's cold and thickened considerably. We're already halfway there. Remove the discs one at a time from the fridge. Let the other ones stay there until you need them. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius, and with the help of a little bit of flour, just a sprinkle, roll the dough into a thin, round shape. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Place a plate on top of it and cut around, just like this. Now you do have the perfect round shape. Gently remove the plate and the scraps. Don't throw those scraps away. We'll need them later for decorating the cake. You'll see. Place your circle on a baking tray and poke it with the fork all over so it won't puff up too much. Bake it until it's golden brown, 7 to 10 minutes. It depends on your oven. Bake those scraps on the same pan. Now remove it and place it on a cooling rack. Do the same for all 8 of them. I like to work with 2 trays so it cuts my time in half. Here they are, all 8 of them plus the scraps. Let's assemble everything. This is the easiest part. You've made it this far. Congratulations! The cake is going to be hard to move once it's assembled, so plan to do it on its final destination. Take one of the layers, spread 2 ladles of the cream on it, and top with the next layer, and so on until you reach the top one. Spread again some cream, making sure you reserve about a cup of it for decorating the sides. Cover it with cling wrap and let it rest in the fridge overnight so that those puff pastry layers have time to soften up. Now place those scraps into a Ziploc bag and smoosh them really well. You can beat them, you can pound them, you can step on them. Well, let's not take it that far. After all, they're not your eggs. But you get the point. Just crumble them in small pieces. And just like that, after a night's rest in the fridge, our cake is ready to be beautified. Because, let's admit it, now it's kind of ugly. Spread that remaining cup of custard cream, filling in those gaps on the sides. Make sure it's covered 360. Take out the crumbs you just abused and sprinkle them everywhere on the cake. You really want this cake to be covered in those crumbs. That's the beautifying step I was talking about. And if you don't find it beautiful, oh well, I'm sorry. I'm more of a practical cook. I always was. Guys, this is absolutely torture for me. I do not like decorating cakes, making plates look beautiful, but I'm trying my best. I'm the kind of cook that likes things to taste good, and I couldn't care less how they look like, but I'm doing it for you. Now cover that cake up again and put it in the fridge for a couple of hours so that it has time to harden back up. More decorating. Traditionally, you could leave it just like that, covering crumbs. But I'm telling you, I'm trying really hard. So here it is, in all its beauty, with fruits that didn't want to stay on, and me trying really hard to cut a slice without all those beautiful berries falling and rolling all over in my kitchen. And there it is, layer upon glorious layer of flaky pastry and creamy goodness. Is it too much? Maybe. Is it extra? Definitely. Would I fight Napoleon himself for the last piece? No question. If you enjoy this recipe and want more sweet adventures, flaky or otherwise, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs more butter in their life. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very diplomatic meeting with this cake and a fork.